Okay, we need to talk about something. We need to talk about separation in a marriage after betrayal and the reconciliation and coming back together into the same household. The reason I want to talk about this is I see so many couples who do it the hard way. I don't want to say the wrong way, but they do it the hard way. And I will tell you from personal experience that I have done it the hard way. I like really the hard way. So learn from my mistakes. And I will tell you a little bit about that. So when Luke and I were separated and we got to the point that he had created enough safety and I had done enough personal work that I thought, you know what? I think I'm ready for him to come home. So we went to our therapist and we said, yeah, Luke is going to come home. And he went, whoa, 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 whoa. We haven't really even talked about this. We need to slow this process down. And we went, I think we're good. He's just going to move home. And the therapist tried his best to logically convince us that we needed to wait, and we didn't. So Luke moved back home, and it was incredibly painful for me. It was incredibly difficult. His very presence was constantly triggering me. As much as I liked the comfort of having him there, I wanted to push him away. I wanted to strangle the guy. And I couldn't even pinpoint why. I went from having created this sanctuary for myself, or as best I could, to all of a sudden bringing him in. And it was like throwing ice water on myself. So how can you do it better? Reconciliation needs to happen slowly. It needs to come with a lot of work ahead of time. So for the betrayed, your work is to emotionally do self-care, emotionally create boundaries, emotionally get yourself in a place that you can handle having them there and it doesn't send you spinning. It doesn't cause you immense pain. For the man or the woman who has betrayed, their job is to continue to create safety for the other person. When that person is ready to come home, or they believe they're ready to come home, a really good way of determining if you're ready is, are you ready to do twice the work to create safety, twice the work on your recovery, twice the work on your marriage that you're doing right now? And can you maintain doing twice the work? Because when you come home, that is what it's going to take. So often we look at this coming home as like a finish line of like, whew, okay, I made it through that. I can move forward. But it's not a finish line. Honestly, that's where the real work begins. And you're probably going like, what are you talking about? Like, what is all the work I've done till now? Well, guess what? That was real work too. There's nothing about this journey that is simple or easy. So if you are not ready to do twice the recovery work that you're doing right now, you're probably not ready to come home yet. And for women, if you are not in a place that if you need to, that you are ready to do twice the self-care, and you are not in a place that you feel secure in your boundaries, then you're probably not ready for them to come home. If you both are in this place where you're like, okay, I can do twice the work for a long period of time, months, years if I need to, I'm in that place that I can handle that. Then when it's time to start the reconciliation, time to have that person start coming home, you start with baby steps. You have them sleep a night here, sleep a night there. You have, if they typically come by the house to see kids, then you have them stay for a couple hours longer. The reconciliation process should take months. So by the time that they move back into the house, it feels like they're there all the time anyway, that it's not that much of a big deal because you're already used to them. You've already had time and space to work through all of the triggers and all of the pain that comes with having them around all the time. This is how you do a separation and bringing it back together. It's very hard when you've made that decision to have the patience to do it right. But I promise you that if you are willing to slow it down, you are protecting yourself. Both of you are protecting yourself from a lot of unnecessary extra pain. I commend you for the work that you're doing. I know that this is not simple. I know it's not easy. Healing does not happen without effort and without work, but individual healing is 100% possible for each of us. And marriage healing, I've seen miracles happen. I've seen marriages come back from the dead. I've seen marriages that don't last. I've seen marriages that do. But if you want a fighting chance, use the tools. Use the tools. Do the work.